Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. In this lecture, we will talk about an introduction to user interface design. The outlines of this lecture: what is the user interface, what are the elements used, and what are the components of a user interface, in addition to the differences between a user interface and user experience. User interface focus on creating visually appealing interfaces for digital products by placing elements such as text and graphics to achieve smooth interaction between human and component. So, the user interface definition is known as the visual representation of digital product or previous use cases or applications and websites. In this diagram, I illustrate the hierarchical relationship between customer experience, and user interface, which are closely related but distinct concepts. The customer experience, this is the broadest layer. It includes the entire customer journey from marketing, sales, and services to using the product. While user experience, a subset of customer experience, user experience specifically refer to how a user interacts with and experience a product, service, or system. But user interface, the most specific layer, is the visual and interactive side of the product that user interact with directly, such as a button, icon, and navigation elements. Now, let's move to the next slide, which is talking about the UI element, which are first, input control as a button, text field, checkbox, etc. The second, navigational component as a navigation path, scroll bar, search field. The third, informational component, for example, tooltips, icon, notification. The last one, it's a container. Here are the basic practices of effectiveness for UI design. The first one, keep the interface simple. The second one, make sure to create consistency and use common UI element. The third one, be purposeful in your page layout. The fourth, it's use color and texture strategically. Fifth, it's use typography to create hierarchical and clarity. Six, it's make sure the system communication what happens. The last one is principle is to think about the default. Great UI design is strict in this rules, constraint, and system, as we can see here in the illustration. First, second, and third. Therefore, the user interface contains this basic component, which is text, document, image, videos, tag, text field, button, checkbox, and the last one, drop-down list. The last thing in this lecture is about the difference between user interface design and user experience. There are key differences between UI and user experience design. Here we will break down 5 as follows. Functionality and quality. The user experience deals with the functionality and purpose of a practical product, while user interface handles the quality of the interaction that the user has with the product. The second, artistic element UX. Designers must interact with the individuals and group for the make research component of their rules. Number 3, the analysis. UI has a more of a technical role to play to create design component for an already finished UX product, while the UX focus on analysis and project management throughout the entire process. The fourth, all the colors. UX designer only use black, white, and gray in their prototypes. UI designers, on the other hand, tend to design in full color. The last one, the tools. Because UI and UX designers have a different job, they use different tools.